What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and today I am excited to be building the Steam Deck mining rig finally. And basically, I had this idea because I saw that you could boot, of course, Windows to it. We already did a video on basically mining on it. If you wanted to figure out what the hash rates were on that, definitely check that video out. We did some CPU mineable stuff. And I realized that on the back of the system, there is an M.2 slot, and you can remove that M.2 hard drive and replace it with a bigger hard drive if that's what you're wanting to do for an upgrade. Or additionally, you could utilize it for some sort of other PCI-E device. And so in this case, what I found was an M.2 converter to PCI-E riser. It's 4x, so this particular rig, we could theoretically hit 4 GPUs on a Steam Deck, have a very low powered Steam Deck running the GPUs, in total basically being under whatever any other mining rig would typically be, because the Steam Deck doesn't use hardly any power at all, and it would be a fun experiment to do. So we're going to go ahead and hop into it, but before we can really do that, we have to tear down the device and remove that M.2 drive. And then once we have that M.2 drive removed, we will install Windows onto an SD card. So let's hop into it right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is BT Miners. Purchasing mining equipment online can be dangerous. With all of the fake storefronts and scams, it can be hard to find a reliable source. That's why when BT Miners reached out for a channel sponsorship, I started by verifying that ordering and delivery went smoothly with the purchase of my own. If you are looking to purchase ASICs hardware from Bitcoin to Dogecoin miners, they are available for purchase on bt-miners.com. BT Miners is a trusted source by both ASICMinerValue.com and CryptoMiner.com. Follow the affiliate link in the description and tell them SOT sent you to support the channel. Welcome back, everybody. So let's go ahead and move on over. We'll get the lighting going and get started on actually removing the back of the Steam Deck. All right, so I'm going to be using the iFixit toolkit to get this done. And I have not removed this yet. I did watch a couple videos, so hopefully we'll already know how to do it. That screw size seems appropriate. So there's screw 1 now out. Screw 2 now coming out. Seems like the long screws are on the outside and the short screws are on the inside. And this last screw is stripped. Just kidding, it's good to go. It felt like it was about to get stripped. Alright, so now we just need to pull the back off. I think it looks like all the screws are out. I have not done this before, so I do not know where to actually get any leverage on it from. I'm going to go ahead and get a little slider here, if I can find one that'll work. Rather do... Definitely don't want to break the... Let me take the SD card out too real quick, just in case. So it starts to break apart here, but then as we get close to the switches and stuff, it doesn't feel like it wants to come out. Oh, there we go. Just kind of snapped loose for me. I did have to pick it up though. And we got the back off without breaking it. So now we're into the fun part. This is all the little ooey gooey internals. Awesome. Looks like we got our heat spreaders here. Battery. Super cool. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and remove this plate and see what's under here. These screws are very tiny, going to be extremely difficult to keep track of, so we'll try to put them back where they came from. One is all the way out, okay. That'll allow us to remove the cover. Okay, so next we have to remove this little cover here. Oh, we tore it. well, stuff like that does happen, you know. That's okay. Pull that off. And the final screw. And we should reveal our NVMe slot, I think. This cover should come off. There it is. There's some basically thermal pads all across there covering certain slots. And then right here is where it looks like we have our little M.2 drive. And so if we pull this out, we should keep our Steam OS intact. Let's pull this out right there. Now this is the one you could upgrade. If you wanted to upgrade, you'd have to get something in this size. We're going to go ahead and put it to the side. We're going to test fit our little drive here. That does test fit okay. It's a little, it goes up a little bit, but I think with the connects we'll be fine. So that test fit looks good. So I don't lose all the screws. I'm just putting them back where I got them from without actually putting the cover back on, because we're going to need access to all this. So there's an M.2 slot drive. We already put the one back up in there. And then I'll put this one back in as well. And then finally this last one over here, which was in the corner, I believe, right here. And then that way we won't lose any, hopefully. I do have quite a few over here, but I don't want to necessarily put them back yet. So I'm going to put them in a little Ziploc bag. Alrighty, so now that we have everything torn apart and ready to go, we are going to move forward with installing Windows onto this device. The way we're going to do that is we're going to use the SD card slot on it and put an SD card in there. Then I have a USB drive. We'll be utilizing the docks here. I have a couple different docks to try out. I did notice that both the docks that basically you can get off Amazon that work with the Steam Deck right now only have 2 USB slots. So I did get a USB extender as well for my laptop bag that I use on my laptop, so that I can extend out to have basically a mouse and a keyboard, as well as the install drive or USB install drive for Windows 10. So we're going to get Windows 10 installed now. Hopefully we get some sort of a video out to the Elgato. If not, we'll kind of just go from there and figure it out. But let's get into it. So first things first, like I said, we're going to insert the SD card here into the Steam Deck with the back and everything off. And it does look like it is going to be right here. So we're just going to insert it in. Should only go one way. Yeah, there we go. And that is inserted, so we're ready to go. And then we are going to get it hooked up to this dock here. I think the dock that I will use will be this one. And we do have this Insignia kind of USB extender as well. Plug that up. And we have cable there. Now, if this doesn't work with Windows, we do have a dock tech that seems to work out of the box with Windows. The reason I want to use this one is because for fun later, when we get it all hooked up, we'll be able to put it like this essentially, which is kind of the ultimate goal here, is to have it like look cool as well. And we're going to get video out. Hopefully the video out will work. Here's some power so we don't run out of power. And it is a Nintendo Switch USB. And then here is the install with Windows 10 on it. So there we go. Everything's hooked up. Now, for now, we're going to need to go the regular way, right? So we're going to go this way so we can see everything that's happening. And then we're going to get it booted into the drive. Let's see. So we'll go up here like this. And then we'll get the light turned off. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, we're just going to hold the volume down and power on the system. And that should get us into the UEFI. All right. So, funny enough, I forgot that this USB drive has Hive OS on it. But HiveOS will not work with this CPU, just in case you guys are wondering about here so you guys can see it. HiveOS is installed on this system. It won't actually boot into HiveOS though, because HiveOS doesn't support this CPU. So unfortunately, that's not something you'd ever be able to do. So we're going to go back to trying to install this. Maybe one day HiveOS will support these processors, but for today, it will not. So we're going to power back down. We're going to hold the volume down button again and power on. Hopefully we get to the UEFI this time. There we go. Okay, so we're going to kind of have redundancy here between the camera and hopefully my recording as well. Okay, so I have a mouse and keyboard hooked up. It should make this a little bit easier. We have essentially the USB SanDisk device that we want to boot off of. So we're going to go ahead and tap that. And we're into Windows. Everything's looking about like we would expect it to. And we got the install. So install process for Windows 10 is not that difficult on the Steam Deck. That should make this a little easier. Unfortunately, like I said, we couldn't do Hive. Wish we could have. We're going to do, I don't have a product key right now. Going to do Windows 10 Pro. And hopefully we can find the device. We're going to do custom install. Uh-oh. Doesn't look like it can find the drive. We might have to load a driver. So let's go ahead and figure out what we got to do now that we can't find a drive, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I ran into a quick problem here, and that is that, yes, we do have to create the SD card as a separate kind of bootable file. So the first things first is I do need to go ahead and head to my downloads folder and get, let's see, where did it download it? Let's go to here, downloads, show in folder. There we go. I don't know why it downloaded it here, but that's fine. We are going to just get an ISO file here. Hopefully I'll have enough room on the hard drive. Let's delete some files here real quick while we're at it, just to make sure we have enough room. All right, so we're going to accept. We're going to create an installation media, click next, and get ourselves an ISO file. We're going to throw it in our downloads folder, windows.iso. And then it appears once we've done that, we can move on. We'll have to essentially get Rufus 3.9 because there's some issues with the old ones. So we'll get that, or the new one. Yeah, we're basically doing a Windows to go with Windows 10 Pro, which is cool. We've done this before. There's our F drive. We're just waiting on the progress for the Windows bootable media creator. So once this is done, we'll have an ISO ready to go. Okay, so we're going to finish up. Now we're going to go to Rufus, click select the windows.iso. We're going to do Windows to go. And then from there, it says that we are going to need to do something else. I thought it said. We have our drive here. You will then be prompted the version of Windows. Okay, so we're going to click Start now. And then it should prompt us for the version of Windows we want to use. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll just freeze up on us. There it is, using image. It's just being slow. Eventually we should get a prompt to choose the version. Okay, so that's funny. As soon as we click that, it says ready to go. So version select, we're going to do Windows 10 Pro and click OK. It'll tell us that all the data will be destroyed, and we're going to click OK on that as well. And then we're going to go from there. Hopefully my antivirus doesn't stop this from taking place. And we'll be back once the Windows image is complete. Okay, so now that we have the Windows to go drive ready, I think all I'm going to do now is just move the drivers over. So I downloaded some drivers here. These should be all the drivers that we need. I think there's even some here that maybe we don't need. Not too sure. I got these all from the Steam Deck Windows Resources support. So we're going to go ahead and copy these over to, that's the ISO. Let's see, where did they put it? I think it's this one. Yeah, we'll just do, let's see, what should we put it under? Yeah, so they're just saying right at the root. Now it does say right click on the drivers folder and paste files into the folder. Yeah, right click, we'll just extract all here while we have it apparently, which is fine. Should make it easier. It only extracted that one. Extract each one of these. It's a faster computer, I think, is the idea behind that. And now let's move back over to the test bench. First we have to power off the Steam Deck, I guess. Then we'll take the Windows USB drive, we'll take the Windows to go, plop it into here, and see if we're cooking with peanut oil now. And there's Windows. Wow, we'll just keep waiting, I suppose. Dear Lord. All right, we finally get to get going. Let's get Windows set up so we can move on from here. Might not be able to find any of the, it'll be interesting if it connects to anything. We do have the dock connected, but I don't know that it'll pick the dock networking up either. Yeah, it doesn't look like it can. Oh, no, I guess it did. EULA, done. Personal use. Offline account, please. Limited experience, please. I think we did it. Yeah! I'm excited. First part, done. All right. We got that done, so now we can get some of our drivers going. Should just be under root, I guess, right? Yep, perfect. APU driver set up, let's go. Install. This USB hub, the JS aux, right out of the box, has the network internet access available. Which is super awesome. Oh no, Windows driver, come back. Oh, so close. Display settings, we're mirrored right now. Let's see if we can fix this. Landscape, keep changes, 100%. There we go, we're kind of mirrored over, but that's fine. We don't need anything more than that. More driver installs. Oh, we'll just have to find the driver. What driver is that for, I wonder? Yeah, those we'll have to find on our own, I think. Bluetooth driver. It looks like the audio is working now too. Well, that's because of the audio, the other driver. I don't think the actual audio driver is working for the deck. That's a different one. So we'll have to do device manager for that. Not that we really need it for what we're doing. Wonder if Wi-Fi would work at some point. Don't see why not. There we go, Wi-Fi. That was the Wi-Fi driver. It's like some of these, one of these somewhere. Let me see real quick. I think I know how to fix this. There we go. Boom. That applies to this one too. I think that's all the drivers we're gonna get installed at this point. Alrighty, son, so we finally have Windows installed on the device. Yes, you can't use a USB drive to install it to a micro SD card, so you have to prep a Windows to go install, which we did go over the process utilizing Rufus, and we're ready to go. So the next step, of course, is going to be installing or basically creating the mining rig out of it. So the way we're going to do that is going to be utilizing this M.2 to 4 PCI-E adapter. And then we have a mining rig frame down here, as well as we have a 1600 watt EVGA power supply that we're going to be utilizing to power it all. And we're using the AAA wave riser. Bam. So let's start building. Not getting any video out on the Steam Deck now. Oh, there we go. Let's plug it all the way in. Power cycle it. I hear, oh, we heard the windows for a second. We see the fan spinning and the peripherals are on, but no signal yet. Is there a signal on the, nope, not on that screen either. Let's try again. So we're gonna power off. You see the fans are spinning though? So it is seeing them. See all the fans start spinning? As soon as we power it on, the fans start spinning and we get the blue light. But we aren't quite getting into Windows yet. Give it some time. I think it's trying to play video through one of the GPUs, in which case that is extremely interesting. There's really only one way to test that, and that's by plugging into each individual GPU. I think we'll start with this one over here, see if we get video. Now this might not, we might have to reboot with each one as well. I would assume it would be the first one, but I could be completely wrong. All right, so we're gonna go back to the first one, and we are going to power cycle the Steam Deck, turn it back on. The fans will come on. Do we get any video? Nope, no video, I don't think. We did get a reset over here. Still no video. All right, so here's what we're gonna try next. Power it down. We're gonna plug it back into the dock for video. And then we're going to unplug this and just power it on. Make sure we're not going crazy. Now it won't power on. Okay, there it goes. Nope, and then, oh, here it is. Okay, now we're powering on. Let's make sure we get video, and then we'll try to hot plug it. We got video. It's loading into Windows. We're in Windows, and let's hot plug it. Try not to touch any of the metal or nothing. The fans turn on. We're logging into Windows. All the fans are on the GPUs. Let's go to Device Manager. Display adapters, it doesn't see anything. Let's try to scan for hardware changes. It's still not seeing it. We're getting some more scans going. It's not seeing them yet. Do we need the M.2 driver? Feels like it's trying to do something. It keeps scanning. So close. Wonder if a restart, well, no, I feel like it only sees it when it boots up with it in there. All right, we're gonna do some troubleshooting and then we'll let you guys know what happens. Okay, so exciting news so far. If we boot with just one GPU, we can boot into Windows now. So what we're going to try to take a look at here is we're just going to make sure that we get the actual device showing up, and we'll install the AMD drivers. And then from there, I think we need to check the BIOS and see if there's a way to basically turn it into BY1, right? So Device Manager, let's pop into here and take a look. We do have the AMD RX 6600 right here. So we do have it ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the driver and make sure it's working. Yes! Hey! All right, one step closer. Let's go. While that goes, I'm going to go ahead and do some more research over here. All right, boys, so we're going one by one. It looks like we're able to get 2 discovered now. So we'll pop back into Device Manager and just confirm. And as you can see, we have 2 RX 6600s installed now. So I'm going to try to plug in a third one and reboot. We're just going to plug in the third one. I don't think we'll be able to hot plug it. We can try. I did a refresh and didn't pick it up. Try it one more time, scan for hardware changes. Nope. All right, so we're going to try to reboot it with 3 and see if we can pick up 3 now. This clearly doesn't look good with 3 plugged in, unfortunately. Oh, Windows is up on that screen though. Interesting. So I'm seeing Windows on the actual Steam Deck down here. I wonder if actually that's because, well, let's see if we can get it to come through onto the video here. Funny, okay. And we can even log in. Oh man, but it won't detect the other device. And I can't control it from here. Alright, let's try to turn it off and on then. I want to see if it will detect it. We were able to get 3 GPUs to boot up, but we can't get video output from one of them when we do that. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Now it won't come up at all. Alright, so we're just going to check and redo the process here and turn it off. Unplug one GPU, plug it back in. Alright, make sure we're not doing anything. Make sure everything that we had is still functioning, meaning 2 GPUs online. And it appears that it is functioning with 2 still. Let's go ahead and shut it down and then attempt to go into the BIOS. Alright, now we're into the BIOS. Let's see if there's anything under advanced setup here. TPM, no, it's not going to do anything. USB 2.0 support, BIOS support, probably need all that going in. This is the clock control for the, yeah, it's not going to do much. Touch panel support, I mean, we could disable some of this stuff, but I don't think that's going to free up what we need, right? ALS support, audio, power LED, IOMMU, which would be for essentially virtualization. Buffer size for onboard video, and that's just power control. We don't need to mess with that either. So security, TPM state, nothing there. Power, auto boot on AC attach, no. Boot, Pixie boot, no, just boot options. I don't think anything here is going to change anything. The only thing that we could maybe do would be update the BIOS. Yeah, I'm not sure here. Let's go ahead and power it down again. Plug the monitor back into the GPU. So we know we can do 2. Try 3 and 4 again. Maybe we get lucky. I don't know. I think maybe we can't get 4. I could look for a BIOS update though. That's plugged in. Kind of starts to kind of fall down. I wonder if getting some tape and like getting those connections tight would help. Alright, let's go ahead and power that on with 4. I don't think this is going to work. Definitely want to get some tape there though. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. See if that'll help a little bit. Yeah, no video out anywhere. Put some electrical tape there to hold it into place though. Make it a little bit better. Alright. It's trying to detect, but all the fans have shut off at this point. There's no video anywhere, which means try Control Alt Delete. Oh, we're in. Yes, yes, we're in. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think that it being heavy here and pushing down on the M.2 slot was stopping it from actually detecting. So now that we got that solid with the tape, I think we got this. Oh, yes! Woo! 4 RX 6600s on a Steam Deck. Let's go ahead and get some mining software up in here. We're just going to go LOL miner. GitHub. Thank you. Let's grab the Windows 64 version. Let's turn off antivirus and all that. Or manage an exclusion. Let's do that. New folder. Miners. Add exclusion. Folder. Desktop. Miners. Select folder. Alright, let's go ahead and get our LOL miner moved over into the miners folder. extract all, and then we are going to just mine some ETC. Sure, why not? Let's see if it works. It detected all 4 GPUs, baby. We have a couple that are not spinning fans for whatever reason. Maybe they'll spin up here in a second. Okay, there we go. All the fans are spinning. There is a little bit of an annoying noise, but that's okay. And we're right around where we would expect to be, around 26 megahash a second out of the box. We could do Radeon software and boost that, but I think we'll just leave it. This was our goal. 26 megahash a second on SteamOS. So let's just confirm that. We'll do about this PC just to confirm. So everybody sees that. You can see that we have the AMD APU 0405. Hey, we did it! Over here we have basically 4 RX 6600s mining Ethereum Classic on a Steam Deck. Yes, we have 4 GPUs running on a Steam Deck, and it is functioning. Now, we did learn a couple things. Of course, the weight on the back end of that NVMe converter, or M.2 slot converter, was pulling the pins out, and we had to tape it down to get it functioning, and that's what we were struggling with a majority of the time. But go ahead and take a look at this sweet baby. Over here, you can see we're currently mining Ethereum. Ethereum Classic, excuse me. We have 26 megahash a second per card, 105 megahash a second total. On the power, we're getting very nice power, I believe around 550 watts it looks like. And then over here we have all of the GPUs. 4 of the Sapphire RX 6600s all up and running. And they're basically powered by a separate power supply. It's an EVGA 1600 watt. You can check the description. And then it's connected, of course, all here through that M.2 drive that we showed you guys earlier. And they are all connected and up and running. I'm super excited for this. Thanks everybody for watching.